back. I have to say, what a hiatus. We had lunch, dinner, and breakfast. I'm here hanging out with Heineken. And whereas I would say it's a lot of fun, it really isn't. When you have somebody who's stalking the ESPN scores, and I find out that LeBron has since done it again, and the Heat have succumbed to, the inevitable. I mean, we knew the Lakers were going to win, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to have to be. My Yanks have since also lost, and it's been a tough weekend for me. And I'm hanging out with none other than the Legion, who I know can commiserate with what's going on.
Yeah. Yes.
Being from the Bronx, how much of a devastating weekend has this been for you with the Yanks?
It's been tough. Long time, lifetime Yankee fan, so we just took an L. I'll take this season as an asterisk, even though they got knocked off, Judge and the whole team, they get a pass. So
I agree. The momentum was knocked out. What do you think about that?
I don't really follow baseball. I
appreciate the honesty.
Yankee by default, B.
Yeah, I grew up by Yankee Stadium, man. I used to go to the train in the top of my building on Ogden and Woody Crest, and watch it from the roof. So I like sports. You know what I'm saying? I'm jaded by everything that's going on today, man. So.
Well, and we'll speak to that quickly. I finally got a text message. It is what it is. Jaded, right? Speaking to what's going on today. I don't care what sports are being played. I was very happy to see anything, action.
Yeah.
I was watching golf and ping pong and swimming, just anything. So with that said, I can appreciate jaded. Especially, no one should be more jaded than the college student who didn't get to do their thing and who's trying to go out.
Yeah, my son, for instance.
Exactly.
He ain't got to do it from home, and it bothered him. He really wanted to go and experience going to school, and it's messed up. You know what I'm saying? So, but I believe in these moments a lot of great things are created. So
change is important, and as far as you're concerned, we don't have to speak specifically to sports. I like to speak to sports.
Yeah, I know she's a sports
but looking at the last 3 months, something that you missed that you're now being able to kind of get reintroduced to.
What I miss, man? I think, I'm a foodie dude. I'm a big dude. I miss kind of going in a nice restaurant, sitting down, nice and quiet somewhere in the corner, grabbing a bite instead of sitting on somebody's sidewalk and all that. Right now, you go get a plate. You gotta go get some food. You doing a quick takeout, or they got you sitting on the sidewalk. People coming out the train station walking past while you eating your food.
Things are different. Years ago, we won't go into the amount of years. The reason why I find this whole thing comical, and I do, because time flies, right? When I first met certain individuals in this room, I had no idea who you were, because we weren't in the same age bracket, right? And I was actually working for you guys. They helped pay for college, just so you understand, in the right ways. In the right ways. A good friend of mine, Tamara, is related to several people in the room. And
that's Cuzzo.
That's family.
Yes,
and
yes.
she says, listen, we have a chance to make money. I think I got paid $75 that night, and that was like $1 million. That was like Con Ed, you know what I'm saying? He said, can you do it? I said, can I do it? And then Mrs. Hughes is always very good. Like, we got picked up and dropped off to the club. Like, this is crazy. Anyway, so this Demerara, who bought that?
Yeah.
Who got that? Who bought that up, right?
Yeah.
Had to be
Somebody bought that up. I couldn't think of the name of the club. I
Yeah.
couldn't think of the name of the club.
Wow.
That club, I did the door with Tamara and Kim, and we were ruthless. Everybody had to pay $20.
Remember that like yesterday.
Back then, if you didn't have $20 in your pocket to get in, we'll just go home. Who are you fucking tonight?
Yeah.
Right? Where are we going, right? So anyway, I didn't know who you guys were. Not until later on in life, and I was like, oh, this guy is semi-famous, and that's kudos to you guys. You never acted different.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yo, what was the timeline though? You mentioned the parties.
I was that's 98. I had just turned 98, 99. I
so
just
in
turned.
the 90s. All right, so
Yeah, I just turned 18.
I'm saying if you paint the pictures, you gotta make sure they know it's the 90s.
I wasn't gonna, black don't crack, but
Yeah, we don't mind. Yeah,
but it's been that long. So I mean, and we were just reviewing pictures from 88. When did this whole thing get started? How'd you meet?
Go ahead, Q's. You start. Big
All
man.
right, yeah, man. Me and Chucky Smash, we from the same block. I I was in 880. He's in 820.
So when he's
Colgate.
talking blocks,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Colgate.
intercede that when we talking about the Bronx, we talking about the Lafayette section of the BX.
No, you say Soundview section of the
Soundview
Bronx.
section.
People would understand it.
So and politically speaking, so we talking about not the southeast Bronx, maybe southeast Bronx. Technically speaking, just shy of Hunts Point.
People be like, "Yo, what part of the Bronx you from?" I'll be like, "I'm from the Soundview section of the Bronx," because it's hard to say. I'm from the South Bronx. I'm from the
North Bronx.
Yeah.
Is it South
Man,
Bronx?
you say I'm
From
from the
the Hunts
Soundview
Point,
section of the
Soundview
Bronx. They be like,
section.
"All right, I know where you at."
You name a block or a project, we got about 7 in our neighborhood.
Yeah, there's
so.
a bunch of projects where we at. Well, me and Smash, Lafayette is not a project. It's considered like middle class,
Especially the 80s.
right?
was
It's
high back
so
then.
crazy. It's
Are we
middle.
talking about Class and Point? What are you talking about?
Lafayette.
Lafayette Story Avenue.
What?
You know, we had yes,
Back in
it's
the
Even I know that.
it's
I'm not from the. I know that.
yeah, exactly.
I'm
That-
listening. I'm
well,
listening.
yeah,
City worker.
yeah.
So
There's
continue.
people
When
over
you
there.
go 5 blocks
grass
down, it's a
even.
different
Yeah,
world.
exactly.
Once you pass the Jimbos,
Exactly.
and you go over
Yeah.
there. And
Now you
it's
see, you see like
I've been in
Lafayette.
every hood. I know.
Lafayette was like, you know, the working class. They got 1.2 cars.
Lafayette had terraces.
Yep.
Yeah,
Cut
yeah.
grass.
We got we used to have a sandbox.
We had terraces.
We used to play in the. We
I'm
was
gonna say it
yeah,
again. Cut grass.
yeah. We had all that.
I am listening.
Now I'm not. What's so crazy? Like Lafayette, all around it. You know, you got Monroe projects, Soundview projects, Castle Hill projects, Bronxdale projects. It's mad projects. Bronx River is mad projects. Monroe projects, but like Lafayette is so crazy. It breeded certain elements. A lot of people. I'm gonna just say certain names like Pistol Pete. Pistol Pete lived in my building. They think he's from Soundview. Pistol Pete lived on Boynton.
Baby Chris.
Baby Chris lived in the building
Rest in
across
peace.
from me. Violator.
Yogi went to the G House with
Yeah, Baby Chris with the Gompers with me. We went to Gompers High School.
Oh, excuse us. You play basketball?
Nah, I was like
Got you, okay.
Yeah,
He's a DJ. He was
yeah,
a
I
DJ
yeah.
by trade. He
That
was a
works.
DJ.
Yeah, I was a DJ and doing, yeah.
I got you.
So, yeah, then you had Crew, Yogi and them.
Yep,
They
Crew.
from,
The Boogie Boys, the Fly Girl,
yeah,
Rudy
that-
from
yeah,
Boynton.
Rudy.
building.
Rudy,
Yeah.
Fly
Which is
Girl,
not my building.
Fly Girl.
Easy, right?
Yeah,
Easy
it's
LP,
a lot. A
Big
lot
Sid.
of things came out of Lafayette.
How did everything work? Because obviously you guys were mainstream, which is what I find comical because I had no idea. Like, that's how crazy your energy was. You guys never brought that back to the house.
I mean, I'm glad you brought up the parties. I know you started with Q's, talking about the origins. But since you started off the interview talking about Demararas, before we got into the music, we was doing parties. Before we was doing parties, I mean, you know, as Q's was saying, we was from Lafayette. So we was from the street. You know, not so necessarily from the street. Granted, we was from Lafayette. Dice is from Bronxdale, which was just across the bridge by White Castle, which we all love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So intertwined, you know, obviously later on we'll capture the Dice. We was already, before we got into music, we was already always just
Party.
connected. Hip hop was in our DNA, you know, the origins, let's just call it what it is. The hip hop originated from the BX. And we just from that,
Yeah,
you know,
me and
we were
Smash, we used to go to
fortunate
the
and blessed.
we used to go to the block parties, different jams, and I was a Bronx dude that moved around the Bronx. I'm in Webster. That's how I got cool with showbiz. I'm from Forest. I'm all over the Bronx. And Smash, he's a year younger than me, so a lot of people always thought he was like my younger brother. I should take Smash to the rooftop with me.
Yeah.
And Smash,
Yeah,
being
yo, I
there.
want to say probably on my 14th birthday, he took, 14th birthday, 3, 4 in the morning.
1984.
He took me to
Yeah.
to the rooftop on my
Clear,
first.
I was a
yeah.
young dude in there, and I mean, everybody was in there. I was like, "Yo, Smash, that's Alpo right there. That's Rich Porter. That's AZ.
Yep.
We gonna go take this picture with Cisco.
Yep.
We gonna,
Yeah.
you know, Brucey B. That's why on the Legion album, Brucey B is all over our album.
Especially that first album.
Yeah, our first album.
It was,
you know, it was like, yo, that's where we from.
It was definitely a staple, and you know now at that time mixtapes was in, and you know our area. Nobody never really talked. I'm gonna give Triple C a shout out. You know what I'm saying? Because
Lord Tariq,
Lord
where you at?
Tariq,
Where
you
you
know what I'm
at?
saying?
Peter Guns, where y'all at? Peter Guns.
Yeah.
and
Money Boss,
Boss,
Minnesota,
Minnesota, get well, kid.
soon. And when putting the album together, and you know, with Brucey B being in and out the album like a mixtape from Rooftop Q's.
Yeah, I
Being that they
say
used to
it.
go there, you know what I'm
I
saying?
say it. Yeah, we was the first one to make an album like a mixtape.
We the first ones
Because that
did
album came out in '94. We did that with Brucey B back then.
all
Say
over
that.
the album.
Because
Yeah.
most people don't want to own.
They don't know. They don't know. They
And,
ain't gonna
and
know
all
it.
you gotta do is the good thing about history is
You
it's
Google.
recorded, and like you said, Google it. You
Yeah.
can check it. You can ask Brucey B. You know, I think he had just came home
Yeah,
from his bid.
yeah.
That if those that know the streets in Harlem and New York and the Bronx in that particular moment, yeah, this was important. You know what I'm saying? And like Smash was saying, we was already partying, throwing
Yeah.
parties, hanging out, and to be a part of the culture, we was already doing it. MCing, Q's was DJing / the streets. Smash was a hip hop writer. And just crazy
Yeah.
writing rhymes, and I was roller skating and skate key, the rink. Oh man,
Skating Palace.
Skating Palace.
Yeah, we hit
I'm
all
from
that.
Bronxdale. For those that like we were saying, Bronxdale's responsible for the Black Spades, and you know a lot of. We were fortunate to see the from its inception, pretty much. Everything being cultivated and kind of being developed and formed, and you know now we look back on it, you know it's like it's crazy, you know, just like it was tailor made back then, you know. So to watch it now, it's really good, you know. To me, I think
Is it really good? Because that's one of my questions. When you look at the transition, and I understand that there's certain artists that you're like, the Tekashis, I don't respect. Right, I
that's
heard
something
you.
different though. Like he shouldn't, and he's getting it, but he shouldn't be he shouldn't be highlighted for him being whatever he is. I'm not gonna say if he's talented and I don't listen to him. I know about him, of course. How I'm not gonna know about him, but in 1983 you had a bunch of whack shit out. There was always.
You curse in here?
What?
She just said.
How do I not have a job? I can't.
So, yeah, remember, we came from doing radio.
You know,
Remember,
so-
we're all group from the 90s.
I'm just saying, like,
Look at that man, I'm crazy.
every era has a moment where there's a bunch of whack shit out. So we just in another moment where the whack shit is being plastered, or because of social media and the outlets is being more visual, or you can hear it more. But it was always whack shit out. So this shit doesn't surprise me, man.
Speaking of whack shit, it's very important to not promote whack shit, and I think that's very hard because you have people in your corner who just yes you to death.
Right.
Am I
Yeah,
wrong,
man.
Heineken?
But the way the oh my gosh, the way the game is right now, man. It's like when we came up, it had a meaning, it had a feeling, it had dignity, it had some type of loyalty.
I'm glad
it
he
had,
said that. I
This thing right now. I mean,
platform.
you know, we all have kids. Our kids put us on to this guy and that guy, and we listen. But it's like they don't care, man. Like when we was coming up, right? If I had a beef with Mike or Dave or whoever, say his name is Dave, and I see Dave and he's with his girl, he's with his moms, he's with his kids, he got a pass. If I saw Dave on Sunday, he got a pass. And these kids now, they don't care who you with, what day it is, what time it is, and they ain't not even getting out the car. Man, man, there that nigga go right there, get out the car. We running up on him. These niggas is in the car driving and doing what they doing.
And kids out.
So
and
yeah,
innocent
it's
people
like
getting
it's
hurt.
innocent people being affected, and that's the thing. Like it's like they don't care. They don't care about the culture. They just want the money. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't come from that. We came from like, yo, I like this. I like this shit. I like what I'm hearing. I want to do it.
Because you look at all your outfits, and this is not a jab by any means. If you tally up what y'all are wearing, I'm not trying. It makes sense. My whole
yeah.
outfit cost me $80, and that's not because I'm a chick. My H&M and this is somebody else's t-shirt. I spent this is $40 t-shirt, so that tells you the bulk of my items is the tube socks and the jeans. So when you add up everything that you guys have on, it tells you that there's style. So it's quality over quantity. It's how
Yeah.
can I make it look versus how much I spent.
Man,
So-
I've been dressing like this since high school.
So look, we're fortunate, right? And this is the thing that our generation, we kind of got to pay attention to. We just come from a time where standard was the norm, right? Even if you went and bought furniture, mass production wasn't what made it. It was, you went and bought a sofa. It was just a good sofa. It lasted for 20
Yeah,
years.
the quality.
Now you got a store where you could go buy a piece of shit furniture for $100, and guess what? If you poor, they even give you credit. So you can take this piece of shit home and pay for it in time. So music has become microwavable like that now.
Microwave
Like, you know, it's microwave music. So
And
I
anybody
think-
could do it. Anybody.
But anybody can't be quality. So I think that's our edge. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
You ain't got to be nice. Now, I'm not saying everybody was nice back then, but a lot of stuff, like we would hear Eric B. and Rakim be like, oh, that record's crazy. We'll hear EPMD, that record's crazy.
Again, but look
KRS-One,
at-
that record's crazy.
look
And
at-
it went on and on and on like that. So now it's like this, I'm not knocking this generation,
I mean, you know
but it's
what I
like you don't hear something be like, oh, that shit crazy. It's popular.
now
I
you
hear it
gotta-
a lot.
You got to search for good shit.
Yeah,
now,
like you didn't have to search back
because
then.
it was the norm. Standard
Man, you hear
was
Tribe
the,
Called Quest, or you hear Daylight, like it's a list of names. You'll hear something hot, and you be like, "Oh, that shit hot. I'm rocking that."
it's
Now
mass
it don't
production
have
now.
to be hot. It just turns. They play it, and it's streaming everywhere,
Yes.
and so everybody likes it. Nah,
The crazy part about it is it's a 360. So I don't care how many years it's been, right? No one cares. But when you have a new project, the Dice Man and the power of now,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you're back in the forefront dealing with the same people we just spoke about. How does that work?
Again, for me, it's my edge. Because I know the clothes don't make me. I know what's going to have to cut through everything is what's coming from inside of me. So I don't give a fuck what a nigga got on, how many chains of jewelry he got, or how, I know, pardon me, either my presence, my aura, what's coming out my mouth is gonna speak for me before I even open my mouth. You know what I'm saying? So they can have all that shit. I'm glad there's a bunch of bullshit because it makes it easier for us to stand out.
What's great about this genre, and I'm sure you can appreciate this, I know you're happy. I know you want to scream from the mountaintop. I know
what?
you're so fucking, you're about to bust my seats.
Yeah.
What you mean? In regards to what, though?
If you don't stop popping the gum, I know why you're excited, and
Why
I
am I
know you just want
excited?
a break so you can go outside and just scream from the top of it.
Oh,
I
it's
know
gotta be
it.
sports for her.
I'm chilling. I already put on Facebook. See
I
y'all
just
niggas tomorrow.
right. Anyway,
Let them chill, because then I'm pulling out receipts for people like you.
we had a conversation beforehand. This
Yeah,
is nothing to
but-
do.
But that doesn't mean the surgery isn't completed. Or this guy was there,
Straight over.
the anesthesia.
That one over us.
All right, you know
what's-
what?
what's-
It's
What's
been-
beef? It sounds like beef.
No, this has been ongoing, and a lot of people. I have beef with certain people for years because there's dynasties, and whereas we can't figure out, well, the team LeBron is a dynasty with, right? Because he fucking picks his own team. The defense is different. The whole exchanging the
How
illegal
many coaches
defense.
he won championships with that are Hall of Famers?
Spoelstra
Oh, he
and Pat Riley
the
wanted to choke
videotape
the
guy that
shit
he
out of
made
him today.
So listen, let me get this straight. Do you or do you not like LeBron?
I hate LeBron,
Oh, okay. That answers it.
and I respect LeBron.
So then that's all that matters.
Well, no,
You don't have to like
in
him.
case he watches this, I may run into him later.
Oh, he's definitely gonna
But
watch
respect is all
And I
that
want to
matters.
clarify
fuck,
things.
Fuck liking
I'm not a
or loving
Beyonce
him.
fan, and this is a quick story. I was, her bachelor party. We're in Vegas, and I know
Party.
one of my good friends, their cousin, and shit like this. So it's fine. No.
Yeah, yeah.
We're in Vegas. It's her bachelor party, and I don't like certain people, and she knows this. I'm not a Beyonce fan, so I'm shopping in Marshalls, which you hate. I was shopping in Marshalls, and I found my bridal gift for it was like $17. Don't tell her this. Anyway, so I buy the T-shirt, I wasn't the maid of honor, so you don't want to step on toes. And by the second day, I wanted to kill myself. There was nothing set up, and she was like having a little bit of a moment. I said, I got something for you. It's me in front of 8 bitches, right? So I know this is going to go over very well. It was planned. She pulls out the shirt, and she goes, why the fuck would you give? She goes crazy. She loses her shit, right? So I was like, I said, I don't know what I said, Mara, what's going on? She goes, why would you give me a shirt that says F Beyonce? So I said, nah, it says fiance. So Beyonce, but there was an F. But with the logo and everything, and she was fierce. So once she realized it, she was like, yo, Jay, my bad. So I was like, just simmer down. Just simmer down. So this is what happens. Like, you have people who are completely like fanatics, and you don't want to get shit started. So it's just easier to walk away. And at the same time, these people are great, right? The Serenas, the Tigers. These people are great. It doesn't matter how I feel about them. They did a great job. I don't have to be a fan. You have to respect them. So I'm not happy, but it's all right.
I think respect is
So if
better than like.
If he ever came to New York, you still wouldn't like him?
I don't care who comes to New York. We're never going to win. And that's just the reality of the situation.
That right there.
That's real talk. Don't waste your time on us.
Every team he's went to, he won a championship.
He was also given a few by Popovich. I don't want to get it. We have guests here. I don't have time for this. Let's get back to Robert Ory was. You had Tim Duncan and Parker on the bench, like in the fourth quarter of that game, and Popovich is curious, and like Robert Ory comes in and scores like 8 points and 2. I don't have. Do you see my shirt? Let's not start this conversation. Okay, Drez. Let's speak to this for 20 seconds. That's somebody who was in your circle. I always pronounce his name wrong, and this is research I had to do on the back, and I was challenged. Not Image? Am I saying that right?
Image.
All right. Yeah, I was
Like
working on
image,
this.
but Image.
I was going to say image, but I would try to Image. I fucked it up. Anyway, working with that group or in conjunction with that group and sharing a budget and sharing resources and outlets, how hard was that, A? B, with Drez investing so much time into both projects? Do you think that it hindered his progress to a certain extent? Because when you're helping somebody, it does deter or detract from. I know how that goes for me. I'm just asking you guys. 25 years ago, what was your vibe there?
I think it was a good balance. It's just that we was doing two different things. They were a female. It's crazy. It was a female trio singer. They're singing, and there's 3 guys rapping. So
they had a crew. We had a crew.
We was deep.
They from L.A. We
they
from
was deep.
New
No, they
York.
from Oakland.
Oakland, excuse me.
And they had a bunch. It was a bunch of us. It was a bunch of them. It was a good chemistry. I think the bad part was the label at the time. It was I don't want to go into my pro-black thing, but at that time, I was going through my Mustahin phase, and I was like, yo, this they turning this into a black-white thing, and nobody, not to say,
but they got rid of their black music department.
Right. And not when I said it, I was peeping the energy, because Mercury, they had Kiss, they had Billy Ray Cyrus, and it was.
You got backup second cues. We were signed to, so
we were signed to Mercury Polygram.
Go ahead.
One Love imprint.
Right. Yeah. Through One Love. Drez had a record label up there, and they had a lot of black artists, and all of a sudden, all the black artists was pushed to the side, and the white artists were being focused on. And I'm not even just talking about the Legion. I'm talking. They had Black Sheep. They had Blase.
Diamond D.
They had Diamond. They
had Scratch.
They had Vanessa Williams, Brian McKnight, Joe.
Will
So
Downing.
they had all these big black artists
Yolanda Adams,
that were being pushed to the back. And you didn't hear nothing from Vanessa Williams no more. You didn't hear nothing from Joe. He ended up going to Jive, and they just got rid of everybody that was black. And we was in that shuffle. So when everything was going on with Image and Black Sheep, everybody got affected. It wasn't just us. And I saw it before. I didn't know it was gonna go that way, but I saw it coming. I was like, yo, they focusing on everybody white up here. And music they don't have a color. It's just the way they was treating. And I'm like, yo, Vanessa Williams, she was a fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like Brian McKnight was big. Everybody was big at that time. That was up there.
Will Downing,
I forgot about Will Downing. Yeah, everybody up there was big, and they was pushing them. They was just focusing on the other.
I just find it to be interesting because you look at the past to now and how much music. So for me, I was more of a fan. until I got into the industry later on, and still I'm not as savvy as I should be. I look at how many artists or acts I used to love and follow, the Carl Thomases, and we'll leave that alone, okay? And you go, what happened to this person? And you run in later on to this individual and you find out maybe there was a contract issue or whatever. So it's kind of crazy how you have this talent you're looking for, and it's really politics.
Yep.
Outside of the politics, give me one thing that you would, and anyone can answer. You've been very quiet, Chucky. We'll ask this to you.
Right.
One thing you would change over the reign of your career, if you could. One thing that you feel like was an instrumental issue that you would reverse.
So, me personally,
No,
or for the group? For the group, we just ended talking about, like Hughes was talking about the whole situation with Mercury, and not that he was making it a color thing. So that at that time we was always a group. We still are a group, and we never stopped being a group. So, when you say, Jay-Z always say, made a song, you gotta learn to live with regrets. We kind of stopped, not kind of, we did stop, because it was almost like we were signed to One Love, which was Drez, which we will always be indebted to him. But it was like after that, it was like, all right, so if Polygram and Mercury is, if it whatever is going, they're just moving on. What are we gonna do? And we had a lull. We did put out a record with Fat Beats. We put out a single. But at the end of the day, you look at our peers. When we came up, our peers. Not to say that we're still not doing it. MOP still rocking. They're probably one of the main groups. Obviously, Primo, Gangstar. They were from that era. J-Ru the Damager. We're still working. Showbiz and HE, even though it spawned into DITC, and they're doing a lot of work. I think for us, me personally, for us as a group, we got hung up in not putting out more work. And at the end of the day, you got to put out more work. We did eventually come up with more work, but it was kind of late.
I mean, listen, the mic on him, can't fuck that up. Listen, I appreciate the candor because most people can't tell you what they did wrong. A lot of people can't. I have a hard time explaining. I know what I need to do better, so I really appreciate that because most people don't want to talk about that. Do you have any major questions? Because I can go here on and on. It's like, any major questions? Because I have a whole situation.
In terms of like paperwork, what are certain things that you were like, damn, I didn't know that they snuck this in? Because, navigating through the music industry with paperwork and business, percentages, and how things play out. And especially now, I'm hearing you guys got kids, so now as I get older, you're going to have to transfer your royalties over to make sure they're good. Like, what are certain things that you're like, damn, we didn't really know what we were getting into?
You just said it. Like, just a better understanding of what we was coming into, and from a business perspective, like, had we understood this was more of a business move than a music move, then we could have put out more music, and in my eyes, I'm biased because it's us, and I think he's a super producer. I fight for him because I wanted him to get more. Him being a super writer, I wanted him to do more. But that all came from the lack of not understanding the business. Had we understood the business better, like what you just said, like that was it. Those are the things we didn't know. Like,
I mean, if I could intercede, we were happy. We come from an era where people were getting record deals, so we got the everybody. But a lot of people talk about a cliche. It might be old now, but we had a deal.
Back then, that was everything.
You got signed, my G.
Yeah.
We got signed. We was signed by.
That's like making the league.
What's the black? We was on, B.
Big deal.
I want to add on to what he said. I would say the publishing. Like, we didn't understand. We didn't know nothing about that, and I've learned later on. Like, if okay, I'm gonna use another record label, like say like Tommy Boy, right? Everybody that signed to Tommy Boy, he took some of their publishing, and he took some of their publishing because he pushed their records, and he would make some money off of it. And you go down the list, whether it be Naughty by Nature, De La Soul, Humpty Hump, they hold Queen Latifah, everything that was on Tommy Boy got burned all over the radio. So what we learned,
I want to talk about this.
It was we didn't sell any of our publishing. We have our publishing, and when it was offered to us, we thought that it was the right thing to just keep it.
Keep 100%.
What I know
Right.
now, I'd have been like, yeah, get them niggas 20% because they gonna play that. They
Take
gonna
50.
bang that record, and we're gonna get some of that. We gonna get. You don't come off like dealing with a conglomerate. You don't come up off of some of that publishing now. That's back then. Now, you ain't got to do that. Keep all your publishing. But back then, like sit down with somebody, and they tell you, listen, you sell XYZ some of that publishing, you're gonna be on the radio all day. If you don't, you got a hot ass record that you and your mans is gonna listen to. Like a Drake, he ain't gotta sell no publishing. Takashi, any of these guys now, they ain't gotta sell no publishing. But back then, we didn't have social media. We didn't.
Outlets.
I couldn't just. We had no outlets. The only way you could get in contact with
Was
the
that
Legion
right there?
is reaching somebody at Mercury Polygram, and hopefully you could whoever's the A&R or
Publicist.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that to your answer your question, that publishing thing, I think we would have did that a little different.
A
back
lot
then.
different. Shit.
Now, shit, yeah, we got all our publishing, but what's
100% of nothing.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like back then, it would have, I'd have been like, yeah, y'all niggas take some
It's a
of that.
Shark Tank comment. You had a follow-up question to that, though, because you were...
You know, a lot of artists, even young artists to this day, they really don't, if they're not in the game, they don't understand what it really takes to have a successful record, to be a successful artist. What is, even from, what are the parallels now that is still the same that is needed? Because I know what it takes just to have a hit single is at least 250.
Yo.
Oh, if you got enough connects, you can get away with 125.
Right. I mean,
He's still like, right, yeah.
They know what I'm talking about.
because I'm just saying.
Yeah,
again,
what does it take?
You know how many things got to be lined up.
Of course.
Right, no, but that's to stay where you at. What Smash said, what I said, what you said, Q said. So many things got to be lined up and in place. Again, I believe, and I don't think it's. I'm not gonna say what I say it is, but it's all business. Nothing just happens.
Thank you.
If the Legion sold them hats, they sold 1 million hats. Why? Because 4, 5, 6 things had to take place for that to. So it's usually gonna be 4, 5, 6 people.
Of course.
4, 5, 6 different machines that push this one hat to that place. Chance the Rapper, he got that hat. People like, oh, he didn't just come out of nowhere. Excuse me if I ain't up on the mic. He didn't just come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what does it take? It takes money, business planning, publicists. It takes management. It takes the jaded idea for some artists to think, oh, my shit is hot. Oh, I'm gonna kill these motherfuckers.
There you go.
Yo, my whole hood rocking this shit.
There you go.
Unless all 300 people from your block is gonna lobby for you and become the machine, it's gonna stay right on your block.
Most people on your block hate you. I hate to bring that up, and I think
No,
that's the
facts.
biggest issue, right? People don't like you or your music, and you have to explore outside of your demographic.
You have to.
And then once you leave and come back, it's like
It's fake
maybe
life.
they're okay.
That's funny.
They're-
It's fake like, yo, Jenna, we saw the show. Yo, you had Oprah on the show. Yo,
They
you
hate
killed
me.
it.
They hate me. Yes, they like.
Y'all haven't missed out on a feature or like a collabo with somebody because the paperwork didn't go through or a record didn't go through that you were
I
like,
got the perfect one. Okay. And I don't want to blame nobody. But
Somebody here.
no,
again.
No, not them.
Nah. He
Okay.
felt it. He was like,
Yo,
oh no.
I know what he about to say.
we were off it. This when Bone Thug and Harmony, they were big. They were huge at the time. They were like going next level. So they getting ready to go on tour.
That's a good bring
And
up.
we had the same booking agency. And we had a meeting in there with the guy. I can't remember his name, but he was popping. He was cool dude. He said, "Listen, man, Bone Thug, they had to pick between XYZ, and he said a couple of names. He said like MOP. He said a few names, and he said they was like, "Yo, we want them dudes." The guy that he jumped in the pool, said Jingle Junk something, and he was like the Legion. He was like, "Yeah, we want them." And I was like, "What?" The nigga, they wanted us to come on. I was like, "Oh, bet, let's do it." The label said, "Y'all ain't selling no records in the market that they going." Oh. And I was tight. I was like, when we get there, we gonna sell records because we gonna hit the stage and they gonna see. And they pulled out the beat. They pulled out the BDS sound scan, and it was like, yo, our market went from New York. We selling a bunch of records. New York, DC, Philly,
East Coast, and Jersey gave us mad.
Philly, we was rocking in Philly all the way down to Bama. Atlanta dudes was rocking with us, but the Midwest, we was selling in spots. And they was like, look, y'all ain't selling no records here. And I was like, yo, let us go. We gonna sell records when we get there. And
it goes back to what you said. Sorry.
No, especially back then when you had CDs, where you could physically sell the product. It's not like streams. You could physically sell the CDs. So that's different.
And it goes back to what he said. We wasn't pumping in that area because we didn't sell the publishing to get pumped.
Yeah.
I have a question. Was there conferences, and I'm not trying to, don't kill me. I know like A3C and South by Southwest. South by Southwest is 32 years young as far as how long they've been doing this. But in your heyday, what conferences were you guys going to?
Down south.
Hold up. No, we did. How could I be down? Was that? We did one of them big ones in Cali, and that's
San Francisco. It was rocking.
Everybody.
It was rocking.
San Francisco's a big radio.
That was a
big. Which one was it?
Sway did a reason why I remember that so clear. He did a 24-hour freestyle. Okay. And he had everybody like. It was us. It was Boot Camp. It was Outkast. It was Nas. It was Biggie, and it was like.
The alcoholics.
Everybody just went on, like a long line.
So hold on,
Easy E was there.
So everybody was like lined up, and they was.
I paid the city.
Oh, I need to hear this code.
Yeah. We get to whatever this campaign. This is the '90s. We get to the hotel lobby, and it's a rap festival. We get there. It's Easy E. It's Hoes with Attitudes.
Yo, we saw everybody out there.
It's Master Ace. You know, we doing shows in Oakland.
Supercat was out there.
Yeah, we Bronx boys in a rented van. New York City niggas in the rented van in San Francisco.
I mean, we didn't drive the rented van.
We didn't drive, but
I was gonna say, I'm like, y'all drove.
No, the record label flew us out there, and they had a driver. They ain't put us in no limo. They was like, y'all, this is y'all driver. We're gonna run y'all around.
We was out there for about a week,
and we was out there for a few.
Come on, man.
And I mean, like, I never seen nothing like that in my life. A 24-hour freestyle, like it went on and on.
Big up Sway and Tech. It was dope.
How about this? Would y'all reenact that?
What, Sway and Tech?
That's not what I said. The Legion and the Legion. That's not what I said. I said reenact.
Will we reenact
what though?
24-hour cipher.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot.
I don't think so. I think if you had via Zoom, this isn't different.
Via Zoom?
It's a whole different ballgame.
So who hosting it? You hosting it? You doing it?
I'll do it.
You doing it? Go ahead. You got the gift of gab, girl. You do it.
I've never seen nothing like that before.
You know who?
Oh yes, no, he has a question.
I've been rocking with you since your first single, Jingle Jangle.
Appreciate you.
Your first video.
Appreciate you.
Groundbreaking. I'm from that time. I'm 44.
Blessings.
The first video, who shot it? Because I think it was very advanced for that time. The whole
Word.
the camera thing.
I got a story for that.
And style-wise, I think it was very advanced style-wise, dressing-wise.
Thanks.
The jacket you wore, we spoke about the Bear or the North Face. We stole that after. Who was behind your style?
That was.
So first, I'll tell you the producer, and I'll let them finish. The guy who did our video, God bless him. We don't know where he's at. Craig Henry, and and I'm gonna prop him. He's the reason why Craig Mack did Flavor in Your Ear.
So hold up, there's a story behind that.
Yeah, now he goes.
Q's and I think was mixing. You was mixing the album in the Hit Factory.
At Hit Factory, yeah.
And Puffy was in there. We knew Puff, and Puff gave us some love. He was like, "Yo," we knew him from the parties before when he was throwing the parties, coming back, DC.
I actually know. I know Puff just to cut you.
Nah.
Cardinal Spellman.
Woo! Spellman, baby.
Spellman Pilots.
Yo, listen.
The fastest guard smash.
Puff went to Mount St. Michael.
That's right.
Not that I really knew him, but he went to Mount St. Michael, and they were our rivals. Continue.
So, he sees Q's and I. Q's is on his engineer extraordinaire shit. He's mixing and we in there, he give us love. And again, this was regular. You know, nothing, you know, Puff is big, but he's just like the party guy. This time we running, it was kind of equal. I say we was kind of leveled in terms of, you know, it wasn't like, oh, that's Puff. So it was like, yo, what's up? We saw him, what's up, man? Blah, blah, blah.
Puff was a party promoter.
So
but he had just started.
He had just
Bad Boy,
started, is what I'm saying. And he was like, yo, he was like, who shot the video? And I was like, yo, that was our man. Because we had got cool with Craig Henry for a couple of weeks before we actually shot the video. And I had a book with his number. And I said, yo, I'll give you the number to the guy. He was like, yo. So Puff took the number. Then about 3 weeks later, Craig Henry gives me a call. And he's like, yo, you know that guy, I can't think his name. And I was like, yeah, Puff. He was like, yo, I just did a video for him. And I was like, okay. Come to find out, the video he had just shot was Flavor in Your Ear. So I was like, oh, that's dope. So I'm not saying we connected that, or, you know, I plugged him, but that was.
But what's so dope about Craig, to add on to what you was asking, like Craig is like, he's like a real, like, smart science guy.
Yeah.
So when we met him, and he was like, yo, your name is Molecules. He said, I'm into molecules, atoms. And I was like, he's like, why they call you Molecules? And I was just like laughing. I said, yo, I'm just into everything, B. That's why they, you know, call me that. So he's into, his mind is on a whole nother level. And he would, to me, I never seen that before. He was like, yo, strap the camera on him. And he was filming us with like 3 cameras. He was like, Q's, grab the camera. And I was doing all that shit. Yeah, he was like, Q, just grab the camera. He's like, how much you weigh? At the time, I was like 240. He said, I'm gonna put the camera under that. Jump on it.
Like some fiberglass
shit. Yeah, he put
built.
Yo, he was so advanced. I was like, yo, this guy had his thought process. And he put the camera on the ground and had like a whole thing built around it. And I jumped on top of it. So like when the beat dropped, I was like, burnt. And you see me jump on it. And I was like, yo, that's a crazy idea. So when he did Craig Mack's video, me and him talked about that too, because we stayed in touch. And he was like, Craig Mack, I took him to the, what's that, Queens? He said, I sprayed the floor. I wet the floor. He said, the whole floor is wet. It looks like Craig is like floating on something.
Water, nice.
But it's water. He said, I just wet the whole floor. I was like, yo, this guy.
Yeah, man.
But that's how he thought.
Rest in peace, Craig Mack.
Who was
man.
on the set was Hype Williams.
Yes.
Django.
Hype Williams was on the set as not.
And it was Big Dog Films at that time.
Big Dog Films. He was helping. He was
game, Craig, he ended up going and working and doing other things at BT.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying anything negative about Puff, but Puff wanted to, whatever he did, he wanted to put his name on it. So that's how he was able to get directors, and every video said directed by Sean Diddy. Every video he put out.
But it was Craig Henry though.
But Craig Henry, no, Craig didn't shoot those videos. I think those videos was hype.
Oh, right.
But he wanted to do that with Craig, and Craig wasn't with that. Craig's like, nah, my name. And that's how I think Craig only shot Flavor in Your Ear, but all the rest of the videos was done by somebody else.
Fashion-wise, so
that was just us.
That was us on a Tuesday.
I'm gonna give you another one. There was a chick. Damn, she worked at Mercury.
Michelle Murray?
Yeah, I think it was Michelle. She was like,
she wanted us to help.
She was like, yo, would y'all mind styling XYZ in them? I was like, I'm not nobody's stylist. She was like, this is the way they dress. I wouldn't mind if you could have them dress like you. I was like, nah, man, this is how I dress. Like, I don't know. We was like, at that time,
offering you no money?
Nah, she just.
That's another missed opportunity.
See, a lot of things we just didn't know. We dudes from the street. We into the.
But they didn't offer you any money either.
No.
So they were hoping that you would just say no
yeah,
problem. And
yeah.
this is what's wrong with black folks. I'm black and white. I say what I want. I don't care. Black folks are looking out for black folks off of GP, and it's not always the case that things are shown. That's not happening.
And I want to finish with what you said, and then you go, Bernie. My bad. What made us stick out at that time? The whole industry at that time, besides Daylight and them, everybody had a grungy look. Nobody wanted to get haircuts. Everybody had on.
That was the hardcore era.
The Legion, we didn't come from that. Yeah. We came from the butter soft levers. We gotta be fresh. The Kangos, all that. So it was like, nah, my Tim's gotta be clean. And a lot of rappers, I don't want to say no names. Everybody was like, I'm gonna look dirty. and I'm gonna wear this
remember
dirty
that
army
era.
jacket. I'm gonna wear these dirty army pants, and they ran around like
No
that.
colors. Just
We didn't.
green
We was
and brown.
Nah. I had on a polo leather jacket with the buckles in the Legion video. That polo jacket was like a band back then. That's a lot to just throw on a jacket.
3,500 right now.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how we was, and everybody on the set, our whole team, everybody, Mark Buchanan's, Averex's, that's what was in back then, except for the outsiders. Everybody was with the. So that's why she wanted us to do the. Yo, can y'all dress these dudes for us?
Let's get to that because we're talking to style and fashion and brands and things, right? I always speak to the 70s looking at my dad, and I'm sure you guys can appreciate this, the
No
Mr.
doubt.
and Mrs. Hugheses, and you look back and there was no brand names, Cavalli, you know, shit like this, little Lacoste. Nobody was rocking Gucci and Prada. You were cool because you styled whatever you found in Woolworths. With that said, this day and age, everybody's wearing Gucci, Prada, Fendi, and they can't spend any money on their project. No website, no business cards. There's nothing. There's nothing. No trips. How important is it to you to tell people that you shouldn't be wearing more on your person than you're spending on your project? I mean, how can we speak to that? Because again, you just spoke to, whereas it was $1,000 jacket, I'm sure you still have that in your closet somewhere. Don't answer the question. Don't answer the question. But that's my 2 cents. I think that the new era, everybody is associated and obsessed is the word, not associated, obsessed with fashion
valid.
and wearing, you know.
They want to look the part.
Yeah,
But you
some
live in a
people don't-
one-bedroom.
Some people don't even come from it. They just following. But again, you and I'm not. This is fact. If you look it up, you see back then, me and Dice, we got on $1,000 Marmots when nobody was really rocking that. But that's what we wore, and people would say, "Yo, what jacket is that?" I was like, "It's a Marmot." And they was like, "What's a Marmot?" I was like, "It's a ski coat." Because at that time, nobody was wearing it.
And you want to keep it funky. We was wearing them shits in high school.
Yeah, like, and I mean, back then, like, nobody knew what it was. They was just getting hip to North Face. We already ran through North Face and was on to the next.
I didn't know what was going on, but you know, when Fab was talking about 4-figure jacket prices, I said, let me just take a time out. I got to know what's going on, you know what I'm saying? So there's certain things that I love about the energy here, and Spelman's a whole different energy. We are very blessed.
Yeah.
We are very blessed that
Yeah.
we went through that bullshit, because let me tell you that we were, I'll speak for myself, I was a snotty motherfucker because, you know, you have a uniform on, because you're wearing a uniform.
These guys went to public school. They don't understand.
But that's what I'm saying.
We fancy, baby. We fancy. We went to Catholic school.
It's tough.
Smash was
These
fancy.
guys right here, these is the grind right here.
Smash was
But show
fancy.
who went to Catholic school? Who went to Catholic school? All
I
right.
went both.
All
So
right.
you know the deal.
All right. So we see the outsiders. So we see the outsiders here.
I went the.
So continue to.
I had no choice but to go to
So we're
Catholic
from the
school.
upper echelon.
We are very lucky. We are very lucky to have seen it, because guess what? And I'm not. Don't jump me over the table. But there's so many different people who've came out of Spelman, Sotomayor. Don't judge me. No, we're doing big things in Spelman.
Now let me tell you who's
Big,
coming.
Leon.
Go ahead.
We could be here. You know what I'm saying? So we could be here all day. There's a lot of people coming out of
Yeah,
Spelman. But my thing is, Spelman saved me from a lot of jail time, because if I was in public high school, well, it wouldn't have went well. That's just about. I did sports. I was into music, but more like mainstream. I didn't know too much about you guys, which I feel sad about. I wish I would have been digging more into Tamara's family history. But like I said, she knows everybody. You come over to the house, it's like, oh, look at this guy. It's wacky,
That's
the
all
shit
right.
you walk
It's-
into. So I regret that, because I would have been interested to see your growth, especially dealing with someone like a Maisan and a Chi.
Yeah, that's
I didn't
family.
see, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with Chi, I didn't realize how tight that circle was until you walk up, and I'm like, oh, you're here. So it's just, I missed that mark, and I guess she was locked up back then.
Nah, she was with us.
Before
Wait,
that, yeah.
I mean,
2000, was he done by then?
I mean,
think
you
he
do
was
a
done.
quick, you know, I'm gonna chop through it quick. Spelman, you and I, Spelman, Rollo Square, Spelman. Chi Ali went to Spelman.
For briefly.
yeah,
his
because
brother-
Chi's brother, me and his brother
Right.
grew up together, right?
Yep.
So Chi's younger than me. So his brother went away for a hot second. So it was like
Right.
I stepped in like kind of like big brother. Chi's like running with me, but I'm older than him. So that's how I ended up getting him with Rollo. I was like, yo, y'all the same age. I smashed little
Rollo and
brother.
Chi went to Spelman just to
Yeah.
intercede.
I know, and Neil, God rest Neil. Oh my God, Neil, go ahead.
And for the record, Chi is what really you want to be technical. Chi brought us into the game because he put me with Dress.
Facts.
Yeah.
Funky Lemonade,
Yeah.
the fabulous
She,
Chiali.
baby Chris lived across the street from me, and we went to the same high school. So like later
Which
on,
high school was that?
we
Let's
went
pick
to
it up.
Samuel Gompers,
Jeez,
man.
so Gompers.
All right, public school. There you go.
Yeah, man.
Gompers was a problem,
Tim,
though.
Tim Dog. Yo, let me
Hold
tell you,
on.
Tim Dog
You
went to
play
Gompers.
ball?
Nah, I was just
Jenna,
on my
I'm gonna cut.
street.
He's a DJ. He went to Stevenson and Spelman. Let's keep these guys
Well,
don't
Stevenson,
play.
I'm
I
not
play
mad.
sports. These guys don't play sports.
I'm mad
Smash
at
was the
y'all.
fastest guard. He says this all the time. I was the fastest guard in Spelman.
How did y'all
Who
do?
here
What's
for
your
that?
record in Spelman? Because you know I stay champ over here, but my pitch is still in the gym.
Our basketball record wasn't that great. Chill. Let's just stick on the
My pitch
academics.
is my
baby.
me and Mara. You know that, right? Me and Mara was in the gym. We had a whole
Spelman, let's
picture
keep
up.
let's keep it clear. Spelman was an academic school. This guy went to Listen, he went to Gompers Technical School. There were a bunch of goons on 125th Street, and this guy went to Stevenson High School in the Bronx, home to a lot of big basketball players, Will and David Kane, and a lot of great players.
Yep.
Spelman, we were for the academics. So continue, Mozzie.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Listen, you gotta
The
keep it.
guys' basketball team tried their best.
I was on it.
Sue Bird.
I played it. My first, listen,
Listen,
Kenny
Christ the King
Anderson's
had nothing
first game. I
Murray-
played against Kenny Anderson's first game.
Okay, you play against Kenny?
I played against Kenny Anderson.
That's
I played
serious.
against Jamal Mashburn. I played
On
against
Spelman?
God
Oh yeah, because they was on. Yo.
Malik Sealy. God rest his soul.
Yo.
Yo, that's right. You might recognize.
Yes.
I spit
hats
bars,
off,
but
my
I played
fault.
ball. Listen to me. My name is Jamal, aka MC Wilkes C. He is Cutmaster Marvy D. This is my man Sean, aka the Dice Man.
Right. I'm not getting
But
credit.
when you stick it to Spelman, when you go back to them days, we're talking about the 80s. I was the point guard for Cardinal Spelman High School, the Cardinal Spelman Pilots.
Pilots back then.
And we got mopped up
Not
by
the
Malik
Falcons.
Sealy, by Jamal Mashburn, by Kenny Anderson.
Wow.
If it's anything. But then after that,
Wow.
11, 12 o'clock, I'll be, by the grace of God, with this guy and these guys, we go to Skate Key, and I dance it off after the 50-point loss to those guys. But I played. I was there. We was there.
I don't
You
care
ain't
how
get
much you
mopped.
lost by to be on the same stage as that. Because you know Monique
Yes.
Coker. Monique, Monique used to punch my. Listen, she used to fuck my ass up, but we won. She knows the deal. Like we won, we beat her ass. But Sue Bird, we never got to play Sue Bird because of a cross-court pass by Zakira Belson to St. Peter's and Saturday Ziggy. I'm not mad, but I'm mad. We couldn't play them. We would have killed Sue Bird. So you look at that, we killed Murray Bergstrom. So it's hard.
Whoa.
We beat. You can look that up. Look at my face. I'm not even.
That was a lot of
Murray
girls.
Bergstrom, yeah, that's a girl. I thought it was a girls' school. Shit.
We beat Murray Bergstrom in their
Their
gym
school, yeah.
and in our gym. We came to them, and Brooklyn smelled different back then. We got out the bus. I was like, it was different air.
Murray Bertram is in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Oh, they're in Manhattan?
Yeah.
No, it's
No,
By the,
that's
police.
that's Norman Thomas. That's Norman Thomas. That's that. Yeah, or
I only
Central.
know the schools because we
No,
cut
Bergstrom.
schools
I
to
want to
go
say
other
is in
schools.
Brooklyn. I'm almost
No,
positive.
no.
Where's Bergstrom at?
It's near the police plaza.
over by Brooklyn Bridge. Over
Right.
by
So I'm thinking it's Brooklyn. I don't give a fuck. It's in. As far as I'm concerned, we was heading to Brooklyn.
It has the Brooklyn Hall.
That's what I'm saying too. As far as I'm concerned, we were in fucking Brooklyn. I don't care where the hell we are. As far as I'm okay, we were in Manhattan. We still beat the shit out of them. I don't care. We never got credit for it. Regardless, it's all about getting credit. I'm excited to understand Spelman, and we're badasses. Spelman, they think Catholic school is so. We're thugs in uniforms. Is all I have to say about that. All right, let me see what I didn't cover. Okay, just quickly. Favorite music video and why? Quickly, 2 seconds.
Favorite music video?
Yeah.
It got to be something from Jay-Z. Go ahead.
Pick one. That's it. You good?
That whole Streets is Watching, all of that.
Oh, that was a good.
Friend of foe, state your
Yeah,
biz. Want to attend the dough? There it is.
Wait, who's the sports head? I should have asked that.
He's a
to you.
sports head.
Good. That's great. Favorite movie and why?
Oh shit.
Come on, Dice. Stop playing.
Favorite movie?
That's easy.
Coolie High.
For what? Why?
the emotions, it makes you feel. I
He
was too
started
young.
crying when they killed Coach.
Yeah, that shit had me.
Why would you do that? This is why men can't cry now. They're being shamed that they can't cry and shit.
I am
bad.
in tune with my emotions.
Lay your
I was like,
head
guys,
on
stop
my
crying.
shoulder. Like,
Stop crying, goddammit.
I threw Cooley High out there because, again, that was epic, man. That movie, the director, everything, man.
Yeah,
you
that
know,
movie was dope.
we was kids. We was babies watching that shit, getting all caught up in our feelings. Like, oh, shit, yo, they killed Coach.
I was like 6.5. I don't know what the fuck y'all two talking about. I don't care. Rollo, don't engage with him. Don't engage with him.
Just happy to be here.
Rollo, I'm happy you're here.
Yeah,
Sir.
Rollo's the.
I love me some Rollo. Rollo has been a troublemaker. Listen, you, sir. Yo, this has been 25 years of what the fuck, and you know you're around, but not you, sir. Trouble.
I lied about my favorite movie. I'm sorry.
Which one is it then?
Friday the 13th, the first one.
What? Yo, this nigga likes horror movies. That's why I was like, come on,
Different.
guys, stop
Yeah,
playing.
I'm a horror.
This
corny
nigga
movie
be like,
guy.
yo, did you
All right,
see
wait.
Kill His Mother Part 3?
There's
Yeah,
a
I'm
new
not-
Candyman coming out. There's a new Candyman coming out. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm a Friday the 13th head.
You heard that.
I'm Jason. I
Yeah.
thought that story was
man,
amazingly written for him to not be brought into the movie to the second. That's deep. They killed that.
I'm dead, yo. I'm dead.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. I love Cooley High. No disrespect, but
Man.
Friday the 13th is
I'm
my
like,
kids
yo.
would hear this and be like, Dad, you like Friday? I got a Jason mask. I got a collectible one and a rubber joint. Real shit. I'm 50 years old. Told my age. Yeah.
Well, that one. Left.
Sorry, Jim.
Okay, that's cool. I
what I'm
respect
here
that. Chucky, we're gonna go to you for a second, and then after this, I gotta get where you're from and your Instagram and shit like this because we haven't even talked about your music, which is fine, right?
They get
Because
Jenna, you
people-
family, man. We just
This
talking.
is great.
Conversation.
This is
We
great.
just talking.
I just think that, to be quite frank, if most people tune in to hear like where you're from and what do you work, go kill yourself. The interview sucks. Like Jimmy Kimmel, like shooting like chickens out of a cannon. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like okay, and what are you working on? And you have 7 minutes, and most people go, you know, Jay, what am I paying for? 20 minutes to sit next to me and spliff and eat food and have a couple of free drinks and maybe smoke some pot. What else do you want? And then they go, it's only 20 minutes. I go, it's only 20 minutes because I said, have you watched Ellen DeGeneres or like a Jimmy Kimmel?
7 minutes.
It's 7 minutes. It's 4
15
minutes of
seconds.
what the hell? Okay, and where were you? I was going to see you last time. Commercial. Woo! And then you come back. It's table tennis and tell me your new project. Where can they find you? And then you're kicked off the stage, and then Miley Cyrus comes out and dry humping the fucking stage. It is what it is. Let's get to you for a second. Okay, most memorable sports moment, good or bad? Queso. Woo, where we going?
Oh man.
Most memorable sports moment, home in the 70s at my auntie's house. Reggie Jackson hitting them home runs. Got the Reggie bar. I'm sitting there. We could turn that. I could turn on the TV. I was in her living room. I could turn it down and get hit
Good one,
Reggie.
Shit.
Whenever they was playing the Dodgers, sometime in the 70s, 3 homers.
Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, that was like my favorite candy bar.
That
With
was
the orange wrapper.
as a kid. You know when
Yeah.
you like just hold on to something, just make you smile with the smiley face. That Reggie Jackson.
That's like 77.
77, 3 home runs. I'm in there, crisscross applesauce, sitting in the living room. My auntie turned the TV down, and she lived on the concourse on 162nd. The old Yankee Stadium was on 161st.
61st.
We could turn the TV down,
And hear it.
Reggie, and I could
And hear
hear
the-
how you. I was transformed. That's why I don't think I know that I'm an alien. I'm transformed. I'm from the world of Yankee, from the NY.
That's cool. How? What the lotto? We can talk about this later. I just need a lot of numbers for tomorrow night. I got you.
Oh, come on. You know I played the number.
I'm saying
Oh,
here.
shit.
This nigga used to
He
run
got big
around
red
with
and big blue.
What's your
Used to run
sign,
around
Chucky?
with that.
I'm Taurus the Bull is my zodiac.
Okay, so I know it. Yeah, I know it. May
my
17th.
heart. You see my heart. You see the red. My
What's
heart
your
is on
sign?
my-
What's your date of birth?
May 16th.
I said May 17th. You heard what I said. You heard
Yeah,
what I
I
said,
heard
right?
you.
I was
I
one
heard
day
you,
off.
Jen.
I heard you.
All
I was gonna
right,
say something.
I'm usually pretty good with that. It's a kind of scary. It's a frightening moment, and I am nervous because that sign is very dangerous. That's my brother's sign. I want to stab myself in the face with 2 Dell pencils. You guys are not fun to deal with. You guys are about your business. You're seclusive. You're what's the word? Reclusive. Which is what.
Good vocabulary.
That's great. No, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, right? It's a Jeopardy question. I cheated. I know you heard. I know I heard that from you. But that's just. Your sign is important to our culture. very aggressive but quiet. It's weird, right? They're like crazy. Like that sign.
Listen,
Joe Pesci. He's
I
not Joe
gotta
Pesci.
tell you, can I? You bring
Please.
up, you bringing up
He's
zodiac
a
signs.
fictional
Yes.
character.
Let me
but-
get clear to the mic. I deal with 2 Geminis, both of them. All right,
Yeah.
Gemini 1, Gemini 2.
June what?
The Gem.
Gemini 1, Gemini 2. He's born first. He's my big
June
brother.
what?
13th.
Kill yourself and what?
June 14th.
You guys are also a tough sign to deal with. I'm opposite of you guys. So Jazzy was your sign. Good God. Male or female, you guys are hard to please, man. You guys are insatiable. Am I wrong?
I'm 2 people.
I know that. And you don't know what either of you motherfucking want.
Wait, I'm in the group with them. Help! Can I get some help?
Good luck. You're losing.
20 something years in the group. How do I? Can I live?
4 against 1.
20
Not a
something.
chance.
30.
It's 20. Right, there you go. Get your numbers.
4 against 1. Doesn't sound like a plan.
Not fair. Not fair. My
But
son CJ. Not fair.
That's why he's
Not
so
cool,
motherfucking
Dad.
tough.
But he's very quiet because he doesn't feel like being bothered, which I think is also a big a speaking point to that sign. They're
You-
talking about you and cursing you out every waking moment, but they're just keeping it to themselves. They're waiting for that right moment to let it.
You get
Rallo,
him-
yes or no?
You get him in the studio. You get Chuck in the studio, and he got his sips and he got his smoke. I got to pistol whip him to calm him down.
Facts. Right now, I'm working on my current. You said we weren't talking about music, but right now I'm currently working on the taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, produced by Molecules. I'm so happy. I'm fucking ecstatic. And he has to calm me down. They like, yo, the engineer.
See, he's busting at the seams, and this is what I'm talking about. You know, you can see he's just he can't even. He's not
He's a
contained.
ball of fire.
You know, I'm just busting your balls, and you know, I'm going to
It's
get
all
this
right.
later on to Madison because she's watching this live.
Cuzzo, love you.
If she's not with the 2 kids, you're coming to the birthday party. You and you. That's it.
Another
Who's
Taurus. Taurus, my brother.
I don't give a shit. You guys are all coming to the birthday
It's all
party.
good.
Next Saturday, you're coming too. We're gonna have a whole fucking event. We'll do a showcase.
Right.
Are you coming too? Listen, it's
Heineken.
11:23. I know black folks are like, this is completely on program, but the white folks are like, we got parking and shit. Listen, what am I not? What did I miss? What am I not? Because we talked about a lot of personal stuff and a lot of bullshit. I don't want. You've been looking at the score. I know you motherfuckers won.
The score is over.
No, he's
Tell him how
still
to get-
looking. It's like how you know your stock did well, and you're like this.
No, I got a flight book, so I got to make sure they book. That's it.
Where are you going? COVID ain't going nowhere.
Atlanta.
Atlanta ain't going nowhere, and especially
They
since
paid for my flight.
there's
What are
no
you talking about?
TSA.
And I'm getting paid to be out there. Other than that, I don't need to go anywhere.
I just took my son to the airport, going back home.
See, dude.
Going back home to Atlanta.
I didn't say there was any problems. I'm just saying there's no TSA requirement. There's no dog smoking, sniffing your cock. There's nothing going on.
They be sending them motherfuckers to me.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know. They be thinking I have all these drugs, and then they got to get the female agent. She be like this. She's like, we don't normally
You
do
enjoy
this.
that.
I'm like, yes, you do, bitch.
You
Yes,
enjoy it. You've gotten felt up by TSA agents, haven't you? No.
Yeah, that's all the time.
So I forgot my
See?
ID in Texas. That's what I'm saying to you.
So you had a TSA agent grab your pussy?
All
or
right,
some
yes,
shit?
I did, and it was kind of
Did you enjoy
uncomfortable.
it?
No, I really didn't because I really wasn't. If it was a guy, maybe, but like it's a female and she looks like a man. Like if it was a dude, maybe I'd be like, all right, fine. But like I felt violated with the girl. The girl's like this, and then she looks like a dude. She's like, all right, let's just make this easy. I'm like, I guess, You know what I'm saying so, and then like everybody. They don't put you like behind. They put you like you're like in a corner, but like you're still exposed.
Some
and, like,
partition
You know
shit.
what I mean? And like people are looking at you, and then you're on the plane with the same people, and they're like, "Oh, you're the person getting like your ass felt up." Like, and then I had a clip, like a half a joint, like tucked. I forgot about it, but I lost my ID. I was in New Orleans. This is another All-Star weekend. I lost my fucking ID. So the girl goes, she goes, "Oh, well, I don't know how you." So I got my paper ID, but I had no picture ID. So I said, you could actually just Google me and I'll come up. So she Googled me, got me up. I'm behind Joe Button. And what's the one that came on stage? Little Mama. Yeah! The fact that you got that. Little Mama. So I'm behind these two. I'm completely embarrassed. I get pulled off a side and I get molested. I don't know. It was a violation. They tell you that. They tell you like you're gonna come through. They're gonna go through all your bags. And I had a clip tucked away. So I'm sweating balls. The dog is looking at me. I'm like, I'm not going home. I'm not going home. And she goes, and she's a dyke. She's a big girl. She's a big girl. It's intimidating. I would have rather been molested by a dude. She's like this because in the jail they feel like your bra thing and like this. I'm like, I got nothing. So it's hard. I don't know. And this is me as a white female. I was in Boston with your family, with the Hughes family. We came back from Jamaica. No, this is crazy. We came back and it was like 25 of us. Tamara organized everything the same way. Whatever. We come back from, I don't know, Jamaica, I don't know, Disney, whatever. We come back. They had 18 bottles of white Hennessy. They were selling it when they got back to New York. It was a whole stockpile. They had like 18 bottles coming
Not my
through.
family. That wasn't us.
Don't do it to yourself. I'm gonna smack you right now. Don't do that to yourself. So we get through customs and we're going through Boston. Boston was a layover. We're coming to New York from Jamaica. So we get through the thing, and I'm walking with my daughter's all fucking black and Spanish. We're walking through. Boop, 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 my mother's back. My mother's gossiping. La, la, la. So I get through. I walk through. She does all the time. So I'm through the security check. And this happened with R. Kelly in the garden. That's a whole other story for a whole different day. Anyway, so we're through security. And my black daughter's like, hi, with the flag. And then I hear, yo, Jay. So I turn, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, I hate black people causing a scene. I said, what's the problem? They're stopping them. They won't let them come through with their liquor bottles. I came through with 4 bottles of white Hennessy. So I'm like, I was like, come through. I was like, what y'all said, come. I said, let's go. And there's this short white lady, and she's stopping them. So I said, they were me. She goes, so then you need to come with them. I said, what? Instead of them coming with me, now I was coming with them.
How about that?
That's it. And they wanted to know what liquor we had. And when we got back, my bottles were fine, which the white half that was part of what happened there, okay? 6 out of 12 bottles were broken. They broke all their Hennessy bottles. You can ask them. You can ask them this. And they lost luggage. There was a couple of things that happened that this is coming from Baltimore. I'm sorry, Boston.
Boston.
You don't want no parts of Boston.
I'm aware.
That's it. So it's just crazy. Whatever. We can get to another more positive topic.
Right on your
It's
phone.
fine. It's fine. You ain't gonna notice nothing. You ain't gonna look.
Good time.
Look at my face. It's like, when a mother notices like her kid dropped formula and they just wipe it up with their sock and they still wearing that shit. I don't care. Like, this is fine. This is all the way fine. It's fine. Thank you very much for coming out. I know this is a very big, especially for you, Chucky, coming out in a day with in Heineken. This will never be forgotten. I owe him like a kidney. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna call me up like this. A plus, right, bitch? A positive, right? ABO, blood type and shit, and you're gonna have to give up a kidney because this is big. So for you guys, for everyone to be here during the 6th out of the 7th game, which the 7th game doesn't exist at this point, I don't want to hear your shit. Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
So you'll hear from me tomorrow. I told everybody on Facebook, Instagram.
That's cool. I'll take it
Enjoy
tomorrow
the
versus
night.
today. I'll take it. Anything else that I missed, and we can any shout outs, anything else that I missed?
Just our handles.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I said, Chucky.Smash on Instagram, Chucky Smash on Facebook. Only thing I'm pumping real hard right now is the Taking the Pelham 123, my solo, finally, produced by Molecules, The City of God, my man Dice's next solo project, and obviously eventually another Legion full album.
We're waiting for that.
Waiting for
I'm
that.
exhausted, so figure your shit out.
Figure it out.
_Legion_. Please go follow us on Facebook. Go follow Ramel.
True
Oh
indeed.
my God, Ramel.
Chucky Smash. You get at Q's on the Legion page. Get at me on Instagram, and that's the Legion page on Instagram. Diceman456. On Facebook's my government, Sean Jennings.
Yeah.
Go look me up.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, just do the science. Go, Thank you
But
all for
on
having
jokes
us.
aside, thanks for having us.
For real.
Go backtrack Legion stuff.
Start from
Bronx
the beginning.
Tale.
Theme plus echo equals
Theme,
krill.
Go
What
backtrack.
if I got somebody to do a reel for you guys?
Take it.
There you go.
All right, good. All right,
Yeah,
Molecules, what can we start
Yeah,
with?
Dice just said
And
it.
I'm the wacky motherfucker who will just take care of things and have somebody else pay me on the back end.
There you go.
And then we'll talk later on.
Can I mention something from the background?
For you, absolutely.
About the hook real fast?
Absolutely.
It was prior to what you
Who
were
but
talking
me? And
about
also make
earlier.
sure you talk about your brand.
That's right.
Yeah,
No,
yes.
the brand is on pause. This is
No,
about
no,
the
Rollo,
this is
come,
about
Rollo,
the real
please.
fast.
Yes.
When you mentioned earlier about what the artists do and how they promote their music, Legion we caught on real fast. We don't really do our music for the masses. We do our music for our demographic. We got our core fan base, and once we learn that, when you sign to majors, you got to make records for the world or whatever to get on the radio. We don't work like that. We haven't been working like that in years. We do our music, our singles, whatever. We do it for our fans. We got our core base, and that's what we work for. We solid to our sound. We haven't switched up, and we're gonna keep it like that. We thorough BX representatives from back then to today. Do your homework.
Please.
We Googleable.
I see you Yankee hat, and we're gonna just do this, and then
I'm
we gotta go
Yankees.
because I'm
Yankees.
already good. Heineken wants a shadow box. Like people want a shadow box.
You can-
Who but me? Where did we get this from?
Who but me? That's my little brand I got. You can find me on
It's a big brand.
Relax and Strive.
As well as anything Legion.
Yeah,
Anything.
anything pertaining to the Legion, hats, all that.
Right,
Everything
right
is
now, due
Rollo.
to everything that's been going on, it's been a little hectic, but if you see any Legion
Is
merch,
this mine?
when you,
How
I
much
got
is
you,
this?
I
How
got
much
you,
is this?
I got you,
What do I owe you?
I got you,
All
I
this
got you.
forehead, I gotta minimize. I'm serious. Is this
I
your
got
hat?
you. I didn't drive.
How much is it? How
I
much
drive
is it?
around. I drive around with merch
I
in my
have
truck,
cash,
but I don't have
no,
any.
How much is it?
I didn't-
I see you next week with Tamara.
I don't talk. I don't talk prices online. I don't talk.
This
I don't
hat
talk
is
prices.
$40.
I don't talk prices
There you go.
online.
The hat is $40. It minimizes foreheads. And look at this. I could do a blossom with it. You don't know what. The deal is just, this is sexy. I like this actually. All right, so you send me the bill. I'm not looking for shit for free.
No, whatever I got, you got. This is how it works.
Yeah,
Don't do
this-
that.
This is how it works.
Black folks, we have to spend money to make money, and this hat is $40. Am I
Yeah, you
above
gotta spend
cost?
money to make money, and then on
Look
the
at me.
back
Somebody
end,
make.
all
Look,
money
somebody,
ain't
am
good.
I
you know,
above
I don't-
cost?
Saying it right.
I just be
That's
happy
take
if
money to
somebody
make
wears
money.
my product.
I am taking this hat, but you
She just
have
took
to.
the hat.
I'm taking. Is this your hat?
Yeah.
It's over. You want to switch hats? Oh no, I can't get. This is a one of a kind. Sean Prez gave me this shit. Sean gave me this shit. But I got hats for you. Are you okay with this? I don't need to be punched in the head by like your girlfriend.
Nah,
Four
I got
events down the road.
You're not taking my hat.
I got you. I got
No,
you.
Get the hat.
You got
No,
my
no,
hat.
My
no,
word
no,
is
I'm
my
not gonna
bond.
do that.
You
It's okay. No, no. I don't
word
need to
is
be
my
punched in the
bond.
face.
We can
It's
get
fine.
it.
You
No,
can
no.
get it.
Can I have it? Can I have it?
Robin's
It's
gonna
okay.
get- yeah.
I love it. I love this.
I'll
It's
replace
okay.
that hat when
If you
I
love
can't get any Legion merch from Rollo, you could come to Dice
But he's
Man.
not coming to the party. What the fuck?
This is
Next Saturday, we're gonna barbecue.
Listen.
Bring your asses. That's bullshit.
Look,
I'm a
Miss
upstate
Kathy
guy.
gonna be there.
I'm an upstate guy.
There you go.
You know what? We're not doing this. This is family
But-
time. All right, kids.
yeah.
Listen, you see the faces? I can't do this.
That's right. We Googleable. Check us out.
yeah,
The
this go
Legion.
backtrack.
Yeah, we want to. I want to say
Molecules.
thank Jenna. Thank you for having us.
cut it
I want to thank everybody for supporting. Yo,
Shout out to Spliff Star.
Woo! Slippy Poo! Woo!
Spliff.
Shout out to Heineken for coming out
Heineken.
because
your Heineken,
he's tired of me.
To Heineken.
Geo,
Heineken is here.
everybody.
The man behind us
Yes.
on the boards.
Yeah, all of y'all, man.
Yes.
Gio, we go back with Gio. We got history with him, so.
I'm tired of Gio. Everybody knows. Oh, down that's Gio. He
Yo,
films
yo,
movies.
Gio,
Nah, I
Gio
fuck
was
the
in the
movies. I know him
studio.
before
Gio was
the
in
movies.
the Gio was in the studio with me and Showbiz was recording Bronx Tale.
Wow.
Well, he
was there.
sponsors the whole fucking event. I'm broke, so I have no energy for this shit. And between him and Bobby Cakes, there's a couple of people. So I don't know. Shout out to Bobby Cakes. Bobby Cakes came in here with like $500 worth of cupcakes and cookies. I'm not kidding you. He was supposed to bring in a couple of things, and it was
He
just
came
so
in.
much shit.
That's
He's
dope.
my sponsor for like the next 2 months. I said I'm still fucking cooked. So Bobby Cakes, if I'm getting married, I'm doing a pot weed cake. You're all fucked up.
Wait, who's Bobby Cakes?
Mr. Bobby Cakes
It was the
is a
name of it.
gentleman who makes pot-infused
okay.
edibles.
Okay.
And he was here like a couple of weeks ago. And when he came, it's like when you guys come in and I got my hat. Look at this. I got my hat. Woo! And I'm not trying to play anybody here. So my hat, let's say cost was $50. I'm playing it high. I know I've done retail. Let's say it's $50. This motherfucker walked in with $500 worth of shit. Cupcakes, cookies, anagrams. Matt, am I lying? So he's my sponsor for the next 2 years.
That's
Like,
dope.
what do? You don't do that. You don't walk in, and I'm looking at him going, thank you so much, but don't cut me. I'm taking the hat. Now that I think about it, the more I think about body pics, I'm
You
thinking
see, you good. Come on.
all right, guys, you gave me your handles. Everybody, I have to say the energy was great. I love you as a conglomerate because you and I have to be here together as a team. Thank you very much for taking the time, especially during Game 6.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
I hope
you.
the food was okay. Everything was okay.
Food was
Yo,
delicious,
yo,
y'all.
yo.
Food was okay.
I'm
I
a
haven't
green
had-
veggie guy. And let me say this. I'm gonna say this. When you do the Google research, outside of groups like the Treacherous 3, Furious 5, and all that, I challenge anyone, find a Bronx group. The three of us. Bronx. We're talking about boroughs.
Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
I'll make that happen tomorrow.
Search it.
All right, cool. No,
Search
not
it.
search it. No, you ready?
We are ready because I'm
It's
telling you
3 on
right.
3?
It's no 3-on-3. We're not looking to battle anybody. I'm staking a claim right now. This Taking the Pelham that's coming out right now is fire. It's boom bap. It is the origin of what this hip hop is all about. You know what? Call Primo. You want to hit Primo up? You want to ask him? You want to check out credentials? Go hit him.
I don't have to check your credentials, but I think that with everything that's going on with the versus competitions, and you have one entity against the other, when you call somebody, and I'm just speaking out loud.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not speaking. When you have people who call out or look to entice, there's business behind that.
Yeah.
So I would, to be quite frank, really think about who you can engage with because there is something for that. Whereas I'm younger and I'm learning more and more about
Yes.
you, even every time that we do an interview. There's so many people who are well versed with who you are, what you did, who your competition was. So if it's like that in a virtual realm where you do have control and you can monetize, or,
Right.
Future stream, okay? It doesn't have to be for, it
Right.
helps, but it could be anybody. So when you say that,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be prepared for those who are now ready to engage. That's what I'm saying to you. So
No, and it's
Well-
good. Well, the body of work stands for itself. Like
Again.
go ahead, continue.
Now, again, finish. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, don't get me.
Like you said,
I could add on. That's what
I'm talking about a group. You know, we're not looking to battle nobody. Let's just. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's
And when you talk about it,
like
when-
this. Search us, like we've been saying. Go from our first album. We've been out. We've had a crazy gap. The most consistent group probably ever. However, you go from our first album, go from Niggas is Shiesty with Showbiz and Q's, go from Lost Tapes, go from Bronx Tale, go from The Power Now,
3 the Bronx way.
three the Bronx Way,
Continue.
right? Now we got the Taking the Pelham. Now we got City of God coming out. Now
That's
we got
it.
another Legion. But what we got right now accessible that you could go look up from Legion, Bronx Tale, 3 the Bronx Way, The Power Now, Lost Tapes. It ain't nothing
We're
like.
talking about substance.
Yeah, it
I
ain't
see
no-
you guys got
it's-
something
this is
here.
the problem.
This is something.
It's raw.
You
It's
got something
raw.
in here called the Vandal Hour. Like we represent. We represent the true elements of hip hop. So we're gonna close on that. So as we continue, even though 2020 was a whack year for a lot of people, it was a catapult for us to embark to continuation to do music and hip hop that is timeless. There's no age on our music. I am one of the key writers. He is the middleman of the group. He is the primary producer. Collectively, we are the Legion, and we will continue. It is futuristic from now forever.
Okay.
Period.
And then
I
I'm
love that.
gonna do a solo album. It's gonna be called Molecules. Title. The name of the album is gonna be Guns, Drugs, and the Bitches.
Is it going to be like a P-Rock? Is it going to be like a P-Rock thing where it's just instrumental?
Jen, I'm messing with you. I'm joking. I'm
He's
joking.
gonna do it. He actually got a Molecules Present album coming out, but
So we got champagne and chicken and champagne, and y'all had. I wrote it down. It's somewhere in my paper. I'm gonna come back with it. Y'all had your own little promotional situation too. I happen to like you guys a lot, and it's not just I know you. And the fact that you guys went to public school, let me just tell you something. Something
That's them,
special.
not me.
Something special. Because most people from public school have a different dynamic than Catholic school. And that's just what it is.
We tend to be Snip Snooty.
I would never know the difference, and that's a big
I used to go
compliment
to Chuck's
you.
school to pick him up. I come
Yeah.
up there, got the big chain
That means you was on
and all that.
time.
Yeah.
I was coming.
But let me tell you something.
Pick him up like yo. Take
When
this
we got to
uniform off.
125th Street and big up to the Decepticons and all the crazy Brooklyn and Queens people, 125th Street was like the melting pot. Catholic and public school, all
Bells.
getting together, just like the Warriors. This crew getting along with this crew, and it was like all gravy, baby.
You had no choice, because if you wasn't sharing situations, it wasn't working. Am I, Heineken? All right, let me go ahead, because we've been here all night.
Yes.
Matt is staring at me crazy. Paperrock Live, courtesy of S.STREET Media, Geo Vision, Mr. Bobby Cakes, who pays
Geo.
the bills. He pays the bills. I'm not paying for this shit. Let me
That's
just
all
tell you
right.
something. Heineken, I drank Heinekens all night because of Heineken. I think it's...
Greenies are now in effect.
I think it's hysterical. I'm here with the Legion, and Math. Shout out to Math, who I never know if he's cursing me out or giving me the green light. I never know.
Math is the man. He greeted us as soon as we walked in, and
Properly.
he said, "Yo, I rock with y'all."
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I like
properly.
people that into what we doing and knowing what we about.
What's
I
crazy is
appreciate
he
that.
doesn't know who the guests are. It's like the day of. So he goes, "How the fuck did you get the Legion?" I said, "It's fine." I said, "It's cool."
How you know that? You know.
So thank you very much for coming out.
Thank
and
you,
this
though,
is
again.
family. This is family. It's a privilege to know who the fuck you are now, because God knows I had no idea.
Yeah, we didn't even get into
And
how
you from the get-go.
Jenna was
Yeah.
at the parties with us.
Yeah.
Like we used to throw parties. People didn't know Jenna was there with us.
Yeah,
like
she
she
worked
said,
a
at
few
the working the door and all that.
Yeah.
We have a whole lot of stories that we've been able to give y'all, but maybe next time.
Thank you very
but
much.
for now, thank you for having us.
Spliff Star.
It was great.
Let's just
And for the record, yo,
Heineken.
Spliff is our peoples.
He's
Bust
mad,
is
he's
my
mad,
man.
he's
Bust is our
mad.
peoples.
Well, we have some things cooking. So you guys are working on current situations, right? We'll keep it under wraps. He has a couple of things that I'm working on with
We
Split.
coming back,
Yeah,
right? I'm
yeah,
putting you
no
on the
doubt.
spot. Me, him.
Is that a question?
My show is the Vandal Hour.
Never a question.
I like that.
On my show,
I am a vandal.
or his show.
I am a
or his
vandal.
show.
We
I would
there.
love to interview y'all.
This
I'll
is-
We
leave
there.
this
We
up.
there. We
He
there.
does so much, and sometimes it doesn't come through all the way because you're in charge of so much, but so little, in essence, is what you are responsible for. That's what it comes down to. So sometimes, again, with the dress conversation, there's always a sacrifice. So with him, he has a certain level of conversation like us. I don't care where you're from. We know where you're from. We know what you've done. I don't get it's a random conversation, which is what I think makes things work. Stop looking at the post game. No one gives a fuck.
Trying to see what
Thank you,
seat they got
Heineken,
me
for
in.
coming out. Shout out to LeBron James, who won his 18,000 championship, 2 of which he ain't earned. And I'm sorry my Yanks lost, and that's it. Thank you very much to the Legion.
Thank
Shout out
you
to
all.
Math and S.STREET Media, Urban Variety, Mr. Bobby Cakes, and Mr. Heineken. I couldn't be here without y'all, and I'll see y'all in 2 weeks.